Iran's hardliners screaming death to America and death to Israel at Tehran's main Friday prayers. The message here, Iran is ready for a confrontation. In fact, we are even happy about this man says. We are praying day and night for a second and third attack. And he says, we've had these threats for a long time, but the difference is now the people are strong, the IRGC is strong, and the army is strong, and we have strong tools. And this cleric says if the Islamic Republic of Iran will have more conflicts in the future, it doesn't mean we are warmongering, we're just reacting to the bullies. I believe the situation will get worse, this man says, as both sides are more combative, and in my opinion, it will lead to war and to calamity for people. And this woman says, we are definitely concerned, worried, but what can we ordinary people do about it?
گله میکنن که چرا ملت ایران میگن مرگ بر آمریکا. اولا بنده این رو برای حضرات بزرگان آمریکایی روشن کنم. مرگ بر آمریکا یعنی مرگ بر ترامپ و جان بولتون و پومپئو. مرگ بر اینا یعنی مرگ بر سردمداران. ما به مردم آمریکا کاری نداریم. مرگ بر آمریکا یعنی مرگ.
We are concerned at the possibility of Iranian proxies escalating their attacks against our own personnel, our own people. We're taking every measure to make sure that we can defend them and, if necessary, respond decisively.
Did you know that Iran shares land borders with 8 countries? Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, Iraq, and across the Persian Gulf, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait all lie in its strategic circle.
Israel and Hezbollah have traded strikes across the Israeli-Lebanese border. The latest round of attacks began early this morning when Israeli forces launched what it called a preemptive strike against Hezbollah targets in Lebanon.
Hezbollah says it launched more than 300 rockets and several dozen drones toward Israel. Hezbollah calls it the first phase of its retaliation for the recent killing of its top military commander.
As far as the situation in Lebanon itself, the official national news agency of Lebanon has described the strikes by Israel this morning as the most intense that Lebanon has seen since hostilities began last October.
Now, after the United States threw bombs in Iran, destroying the uranium plant, Iran has had a lot of issues, and everyone has been asking questions. Why did America have to bomb Iran? Why is America taking sides with Israel? What will be the repercussions of these actions of America? What if Iran retaliates? But now, the mega issue today is on the speech that Donald Trump gave, where he called Iran the bully of Asia. Now, our concentration today will be on why did Trump have to refer to Iran as the bully of Asia. These are questions that everyone will be asking, everyone will be questioning. But I'd like to take you into some details, some 8 to 9 details, as to why Iran qualifies for this description. Maybe you should know that, first of all, we start, and before I go too far, I'd like to remind you that if you've not subscribed to my page, please do so. Share, like, it will be so good. And you can also comment after you've watched. You can give me your comment, share your comment to the world. Iran wants to be the superpower in Asia. We can say something like that. It wants to be the one influencing the politics in Asia. That's why Iran has had conflict with a number of countries around it, trying to convince, trying to find that power to show that it has influence. Iran wants, like, when you talk about Asia, you talk about Iran. Iran does not like the idea of when you talk about Asia, you talk of Israel, or you talk of Saudi. It wants to be the one to be talked about. It wants to be the one with the influence about in Asia. Another thing that Iran used to be a superpower. It should not really a superpower. Iran used to be powerful in the years before. Remember about the empire of Persia. Iran used to be so powerful those days, but it has lost all that glory, and Iran is trying to fight back. That's the second reason as to why Iran is having this much issue. That's why Iran is becoming a bully in Asia, according to President Trump. Thirdly, Iran, during the Persian Empire, which was one of the largest empires in the world, quite long time ago before the existence and establishment of the United States, Iran was the superpopulated. It had a superpopulated city then, and you see losing such glory, and Iran is now trying to gain back the momentum, trying to go back to the system. But will it manage in this era where the world has really changed? Maybe yes, maybe no. You can give me the comments. You see, during all this time, if I can give you some brief history, that Islam came to Iran around 17th century. This is Persian land. This is not, before then Islam was not there. So Islam came into Iran around in the 7th century. Iran continued running errands and quite started harmonizing its leadership around religion. But oil was then discovered by the British in around the 20th century, and this gave Iran more power. This gave Iran more power to continue having influence in the area and to the other countries. So the discovery of oil in Iran, we can say, by the British, we can say it really boosted Iran's morale to continue being the powerful state it was. You should also note that Iran has had a number of leaders through empires. But now the current leader, Ayatollah, took leadership of this country through, we can call it, through a revolution. It was a serious fight in around 1979, where they really had to fight and they took power. He was loved so much, a multitude of people were up to him, looking up to him to save the country, to save the nation. But did it really go that direction to that? Because looking at the news, some of the members, some citizens from Iraq, from Iran, would like Ayatollah to step down or to leave power for their own reasons, and that will be a topic for another day. Now, another point, another reason why Iran is the bully of Asia, why Iran is becoming the bully of Asia, Ayatollah, when he came to power, he spread the hate to the Americans, hate to the Shah, and he's had in videos him, his supporters and leaders who are aligned with him, the hard shouting that death to Americans, death to the Shah. You see, all these, it was like a campaign against the Americans, and this was like his political slogan. But at the end of the day, it has led to the rise of the wars that we are now seeing going around, to the bombing, the results of the bombs that you're seeing. The results are that very many Americans are having their lives in jeopardy because of the same actions of Ayatollah. So some of the actions of Ayatollah, I can mention a few. You see, this hatred has gone down in very many years, and I'll have to give you that in another video. You should subscribe so that when I mention the other video about the leaders of Iran and how they have had with their relationships with America, how it has gone down 2 years until it became hatred between America and Iran. But just to mention a few, America at one point shot down an airliner that belonged to Iran, and killed around approximately 300 people who were Iranians. This really made Iran totally annoyed. You should also remember that in around 2020 the other day, during the COVID period, if you can remember, US also launched another attack on a general from Iran. His name was Soleimani. It was again, you should note that Soleimani was killed during Donald Trump's first rule. That's when Trump put down Soleimani, and it was celebrated. What did the Iranians do? Iranians the Iranians retaliated by launching an attack on American airlines, the army bases, and they killed around 3 soldiers. It was quite sad, and America vowed to revenge that. The other thing that you should note is that the actions of the November 7th, 2023, the actions of Gaza, where around 1,200 people, Israelis, were killed. The actions were carried out by Gaza on Israel. But now, the problem comes in because Iran supported this. Iran claimed that it did not have a hand, but claims that it supported it politically. It was a political support, yet it was not taken so lightly, because why should you support the actions of an illegitimate group, an illegitimate organization? And you should also note on another point, the reason why Iran and America are not really in good terms is because what America is fighting is what Iran is supporting. Iran is supporting the militia groups that America is fighting. As I'm going to outline them to you in this video, you'll see Iran is supporting Hezbollah, yet America is fighting Hezbollah. Therefore, at the end of the day, they cannot really be together. They cannot be friends. This has led to Iran also having conflict with her neighbors. For example, Iran has had serious conflict with Yemen, her close neighbor. Saudi, I know most people are wondering, why is Saudi not coming up to support Iran? Iran has been supporting the anti-government campaign, where is supplying weapons to try and pull down the system in Arabia. That's why Arabia is not trying to say anything in support of Iran. Iran, apart from Yemen and Saudi, Israel is also a third enemy that you should remember. Israel is also a third enemy. We have other neighbors like Pakistan, but Pakistan is a silent neighbor. Some analysts describe Pakistan as being a neutral ally who comes up at the last minute, though the arrival of Pakistan into any war has always had historical implications. Let's go back to our point 5. After Iran attacked an American base in 2020 and killed about three soldiers, Antony Blinken, who was the Secretary of the United States that time, gave a speech and said that America will retaliate. Now, the retaliation may have ended or may still be continuing. You should note that. I'll play the video with you. Around the 7th point, you should note that Iran, because of her past history, Iran wants to maintain dominance in Asia. Apart from having the political dominance, Iran just wants to be like a superpower in Asia. Iran wants to be the controller of everything in Asia. When you talk about Asia, you have to consider her stand. And that's why Iran is not very comfortable. She's trying to find her way up, to fight her way up. Lastly, I know some people do not really support or stand against what Iran is fighting for because of their own independent decisions or thoughts, but maybe most people are doing it on religious basis. But I'd like to tell you something a little bit. The last point. There are two powers in Asia based on religious factors. Number one, which is now Iran. Iran, yes, it is a Muslim-ruled nation, but it is aligned to the Muslim side called the Shia. So it is a Shia power. We have a second power, which is from Saudi, and Saudi is a Sunni power. So the Sunni Muslim and the Shia Muslim have got some differences. And these differences are the reasons why Iran and Saudi are not really working together. Iran wants to be the center of attraction in Islam religion. It's trying to be the center. It's trying to be recognized to be the center of religion. Yet on the other side, the antagonism from Saudi Arabia is really tough. So Iran is working its way out to pull down Saudi, to pull down any other nation that would like to be recognized. It's trying to destroy and demean the Sunni power so that the Shia can remain to be dominant. Now, after we looked at this, we can all note that Iran wants war. Iran wants war in other countries, but does not want war within her own borders. I'll have to explain this in another video so that you understand why does Iran want war, but does not want war within her borders. She wants war outside her borders. How does it happen? Iran is supporting the war in Israel, is supporting the Gaza militia, so that they bomb and strike Israeli. But Iran is not doing it directly. Iran does not want the war to go to her own home. Iran supports militia that is bombing Saudi, but Iran denies it. Iran says no, that we are having clips claiming that Iran is the one supplying weaponry. She has been addressed by various leaders to having facilitated the war. Lastly, Iran lost war to Iraq. This was sad. This was catastrophic. It was shameful that Iran lost war to Iraq. Yet Iran is 3 times larger than Iraq. This story made Iran quite sad. And after the war, if you can remember, Iran retaliated, went back to building herself. She has now risen after confirming that she has enough weaponry to fight, after developing technology to make more drones. Iran wants to test her weapon power. Iran wants to test and see how far can she fight. How far can she go in a war? Iran will also like to confirm her friends who are the allies. But so far, none has responded to prove that there is a war accord or a war assignment, whereby if you are attacked, I'll come and support you, or if you're in danger, I'll stand with you. There's no such, and that's why we've not had even a single country retaliate or try to come in support of Iran. Keep up with me, like and share, subscribe. Thank you.